What would you say is unique about the WasteMaster compared to other waste management solutions that are currently existing on the market?
Yeah, so Gordon actually gave the engineers a pretty tough ask actually. There were pretty much 7 main design principles, and those design principles were developed after having looked at everything that was out there on the market, and to get a sort of standout proposition and a standout product. The first one was to reduce CO2, because as food waste deteriorates or decomposes, it emits CO2, and when it goes into the ground as landfill, it generates methane, which is about 25 times more potent to the atmosphere than CO2. So that was the first thing. Let's reduce the CO2. Then he said we want something that fits into the food waste management processes of the potential customers, whether that be a hotel, a hospital, a shopping centre, those sorts of facilities. We don't want to materially change the back of house processes. We think we've done that. We've got a simple one button operation that anybody can operate. It needs to be safe and simple. We looked at the market and saw that there were a lot of products out there that were intrinsically unsafe, and we didn't want people getting fingers and toes or anything else caught in the equipment as it was operating. So that was the third. The fourth was retain the value, and that was probably the most challenging one, because traditional dehydrators actually cook the food, if you like, to a very high temperature, and in doing so, they really sort of degrade, if you like, all or some of the proteins and the calories and the nutrients. So the challenge there was to let's see if we can come up with a process and a technology that holds that value. We think we've done that. We're retaining in excess of 90% of the protein value of the food that goes in, and similar sort of numbers around the calories and the nutrients. So that's worked out well. Energy efficiency was the next one. We wanted to be more efficient than some of the sort of traditional dehydrators and what I would call older technology. Not to say that they were wrong or they were flawed for their time, but we wanted to try and take operating cost out of that sort of process. We think we've done that. We wanted to be able to measure. If you can't measure it, you can't manage it. It's a bit of an old adage, and so we have 4G connectivity with every one of our units around the globe, and we can measure how much food waste goes through it. We can measure what the carbon footprint reduction is, and we can also do minor diagnostics and, dare I say, minor maintenance and break fixes over the internet, which is really good when you've got machines scattered all around remote parts of the world. And last but not least, must always be there, is cost reduction. And we were always endeavouring to reduce the cost to customers compared to their current food waste disposal. Yep. We've actually ticked all the boxes on that. Still working on, obviously, improving a number of those. But we think that all of those 7 points makes the WasteMaster a standout piece of technology for on-site food waste repurposing.